What's going on, gang? Welcome back to Rad Up All Night. Well, it's just not a Rad Up All Night. We actually have something to discuss tonight, which is a lot of rad news that's been going on the last week when it comes to horror, physical media. So let's dial into that now and talk about it and give you my thoughts on everything that's been going on and what I've heard and what I haven't heard and all the fun stuff. But before we do that, let's get to the chat really quick and see who is in the house. Let me know how music is and stuff. Is it too loud? If it is, I'll turn it down a little bit. All right, let's see what we got. Mick Hara says, Limited Run Games CEO Josh Ferris took to Twitter and state that Walmart is getting rid of physical media. Yeah, it seems like we are starting to get into that era where the physical side of things is starting to trickle away. It seems that way in some aspects, especially with these big department stores and whatnot. I don't know. I think a lot is TBD. But, you know, it's one of those things that we've kind of been talking about, seems like, for the last 10 years. And it seems like we're finally starting to see some changes. So craziness, man. Craziness. What's up, Vanderhoff? Thank you, man. Check it out tomorrow. I'll probably only be on here an hour because I need to get some sleep, too. Gus, what's up, man? MacBoy Color, what is going on? Adrian James, welcome to the show. How are you? KB Loves Movies. What is up, KB? Go check out KB over at KB Loves Movies, a.k.a. the Rad Pack Manager. What is up, dude? Time to open up his own gym video store called Let's Get Physical. Ooh. That might not be a bad idea. That's actually pretty damn cool, man. Thank you, Fozzie. Go check out Fozzie. Foz Rotten. Go check out Mel at My Kill Podcast. 1/3 of the Rad Pack. What is going on, Mel? Blu-ray Addict. What is going on? Witch Hunter. What's up? Magic Hands is in the house. Bog Zombie is here. Let me see. What's in a name? Ooh, Rattle Max Countdown Music. Thank you so much. The music's tricky now, though, because I feel like no matter where I get it, uncopyrighted beats and all this stuff, I still get copyright, claims. It's craziness. But I usually will just delete it after the live stream anyways. But it's just nuts because it's like everything I do, it gets a little claim when it comes to music. People want to share, the revenue and all this other crap. So, I don't know. I usually would just get rid of them after the stream's over. Best Buy getting rid of media gaming for exercise equipment and landscape equipment in most stores. Wow, interesting. What is going on? Anthony, how are you, man? Dylan, Best Buy exclusive going on print, going to be worth some money. We'll talk about that. All right, there's a lot of people in here. I will get to everybody. Let me just go through. What's up, Betamax? That's true, they did. Noise Loop, what's up? What's up? Slaughterhouse. I haven't seen that, but I heard it came out. Any good? What's up, Dave? My thoughts on Best Buy Studios? Yeah, I'll talk about that. Pat Master, what is going on, man? Thanks for popping in, as always. Gary, what's up? I watch you all the time. Never said, well, guess what? Thank you for coming in because I love when people come in and say, hey. So I appreciate the support, man, and I appreciate you finally coming in to say what's up. Christian, go check out Christian over at Planet CHH, my buddy. What is up, Jeff Garrett? G-A-R-R-E-T-T. It's an easy way to remember. So 2 T's on that, pal. Slap nuts. Maya, what's up? Irby, what's going on? Thank you, man. Yeah, me too. Let's start with Best Buy. What's up, Don? Let's start with Best Buy. So I'm gonna give you kind of my rundown on this whole situation because, again, during the week, like when I'm at work, like I'm pretty much busy, right? So I can't really scroll around internet and all this stuff. So a lot of these things, these news drops kind of happen, and then I end up getting like messages, third hand or whatever, or second hand, or however you want to call it. So it's always like through somebody that I'll get a message like, hey, did you hear about this? What do you think about this? So, I started to hear the rumblings of Best Buy and, talking about the physical media thing. And, I didn't see anything, any articles or anything. So I was just like, okay, which is weird because on Tuesday, I went to my local Best Buy. No. This was Wednesday. I went to my local Best Buy and I picked up this guy. I picked up this. Okay. I think that's all I got, I believe. But when I was in there, I almost filmed the section of movies because I was thinking to myself, wow, there's a lot of movies here. Like, this is the most stocked my Best Buy has been in a long time. So I was actually pretty impressed. Like, if you guys don't remember, back in the day, like when DVDs were at their top, at their peak, Best Buy was like the place to go. There was aisles. Like, what you see now at most Best Buys was like just the horror section back then. It was sick. There was everything. They had limited edition stuff. You had a lot of big box Anchor Bay stuff that I grabbed from there. There was so much stuff. They were like the place to go. I mean, I remember seeing Fright Night 2 on the shelves on DVD. Like, they had everything back then. And obviously, things kind of changed. They slowly started to downsize their sections. And, I can remember when all that happened. And it's just kind of been hit or miss there with me. But I also took time off and wasn't really going there that often anymore. It was just kind of like, if I want something, I'll order it online. And that's what I did for a while. But with something that I have to do on Wednesdays, I pass by that Best Buy all the time. So I've been starting to go a little more frequent in there. And I've noticed that the movie section at my Best Buy has actually gotten better. And I thought that was like a little bit of an upswing. Like, there was like Scream Factory stuff there. They had like the Halloween tin sets, those new big box sets, the anthology. They had like 3 of them on the shelf. They had some Arrow stuff. I mean, they had limited edition steel books that were sold out online. I'm like, wow, they've got all this stuff. This is crazy. And I almost filmed it to be like, my Best Buy's looking good. And I'm glad I didn't, because literally I think it was like the next day is when that news dropped. So, what a bummer it was for me to be like, wow, like they're getting rid of everything. And at first I was kind of like, I'll believe it when I see it. Like, I'm not going to unless I see like a real headline of them announcing it, like, I'm going to take things with a grain of salt. And that's going to go into something else that we can talk about later. But at first I was kind of like, yeah, we'll see. Like, we've said that for the last 10 years. We'll see. I don't see that happening, especially with them doing these exclusives things and people rushing to Best Buy. And a lot of times the website sold out of like a lot of these exclusive editions. So I was like, obviously they're not making tons of money with physical media, but the stuff it seems like they're selling pretty well. So I was a little bit hesitant about believing the news, but then it was like, it was all over the news. Like, it was on my local news station. It was talking about it. And it was basically saying like, this is the last Christmas you're going to be able to buy physical media at Best Buy. So you might as well check for deals and stuff now. And I was like, wow, like, it's really happening. And I pulled up an article here that we can go through, because if anybody, for whatever reason, is living off the grid or whatever and doesn't know that this is all going on, I can just kind of give a brief read on, what Variety put out. Let me see. I thought I had it here. Where'd it go? Where did it go? What's going on? I thought I had the... Okay, can you guys see this at all? Sorry, I can't see the screen. Okay, you guys can see it. All right, so what it says is, it says at the top, Best Buy to end DVD Blu-ray disc sales. Now, this is Variety, so this is a pretty legit source here. So it says the consumer electronic retailer will phase out the sales of DVDs and Blu-ray discs both in-store and online, which is even crazier that it's both. In early 2024, according to industry sources familiar with the company's plans, Best Buy made the initial decision to end DVD sales 9 months ago. Best Buy confirmed Friday that it's ending sales of DVDs. To state the obvious, the way we watch movies and TV shows is much different today than we did decades ago, a Best Buy spokesperson said in a statement to Variety. Making the change gives us more space and opportunity to bring customers new and innovative tech for them to explore, discover, and enjoy. Now, of course, they're going to probably get into more, but it says Best Buy will continue to sell movies and TV shows of physical through the holiday season, and the company will still they will sell video games, which I also heard they were kind of phasing those out too. So it's crazy to me that this is what's going on, because, man, like, Best Buy, to me, as much as they've kind of gone downhill when it comes to physical media over the years, it was still my number one place to actually go around me. Walmart, the ones around me, like, they don't have a lot. And if they do, they're mostly DVD. And Target's terrible. Target, I never buy physical media at Target. Number one, they've got like one little shelf. It's like a new release shelf, and it's like always empty. Their prices are kind of crappy anyways. Target used to be way better. Like back in the day, they had a lot of exclusives that I used to get at Target that you couldn't get anywhere. But now, it's just not. I never go to Target for physical media ever. So Best Buy was really the big one around me because they did exclusives. They had things like Steelbooks, that you could order things online. Like I was always ordering Steelbooks online. So it is a bummer, for sure. It's an end of an era. Do I think these exclusives are going to probably go to other retailers? Sure. Everybody's saying Walmart might be the next one because they're already going to be doing, I think, with Exorcist Believer. Now you see they're coming out with all these horror steel books. So maybe they are going to be the people that are going to grab these kind of exclusives, which again, I am not thrilled about because sometimes I feel like Walmart's even worse to find things than Best Buy is, at least around me. Like Walmart to me works in tiers. Like there's like a bottom of the barrel that like sells like just DVDs like of like mainstream titles. Then you got that middle of the road where it's like a little bit of half and half. Then you get those upper tier Walmarts that have like the supermarket that's where you can find a lot of these exclusive limited type things. So I think it's going to be maybe a little bit more of a goose chase, to be honest, if they are the ones who do acquire all this limited stuff. Again, I don't shop a lot on Walmart.com, so I don't know how that all works. If that's an easier place to kind of get things, if things are sold out all the time. I do not know any of that. But maybe we start seeing Amazon jump on exclusives and stuff. I mean, that would be easy enough. But the whole, when it comes to collecting physical media, the days of going to stores is coming to an end. And it's sad. It really is. Because as much as I don't do it often, it's always nice to be able to get something or find something on the shelf. It always is a little bit nicer to do that because it just reminds me of the way it was. But yeah, it's kind of my thoughts on that. I mean, do I think physical media is dying as a whole? No. I was on Captain Sassy's channel this week, and we briefed upon that. And I said at one end of the spectrum, I see physical media kind of going away, like the big retail stores, big box stores. And the other end of the spectrum, I see physical media stronger than it's ever been in that more niche market, that boutique style stuff. I mean, man, these companies are coming out with something every day. Like, think about it. A lot of these big companies are coming out with like 4 new titles a month. Like, that adds up, and it's hard to even keep up. So I had said to her, and this is even before we had the news about Best Buy, this was Tuesday night, and I had mentioned to her, I wouldn't be surprised if we see in the future more like little boutique shops opening up, because there's one about 2 hours south from me called The Archive, which is amazing. I mean, you go in there, it's a collector's heaven. You get all the new stuff that's overseas. You get stuff that's, limited to online exclusives. You get Vinegar Syndrome stuff. They've got vinyls there. They've got posters. They've got a whole section of horror books. They've got a whole wall of horror DVDs. They've got VHS tapes. So it's like a one-stop shop to get all the new stuff, then a lot of old stuff that you didn't think you could find anymore. So, obviously these people that are doing this are doing trade-ins and used stuff, which is nice to see too, because there's not any used stores around me anymore either. And, I know there's other ones popping up all around, like you got Orbit DVD, all these other places are popping up. Maybe that could be a little bit more of the future, these smaller stores, more of a niche market. We had talked a little bit about, making these stores almost like hangouts or meetups or destination places that people would go, not only that don't live around there, but to go and experience it. Like maybe they do signings with different horror actors or actresses and they make events out of it. I mean, who knows? We live in a collector's world, everybody watching this right now. So you know how we are. You throw some limited edition crap at us and we'll travel to go get it, right? So maybe that's the future. I mean, I don't know. I would love it. And it'd almost be like a little hangout spot for people to go and just like hang out and buy stuff and get the stuff that you can only get online, or maybe that are tough to get. Who knows? I think that would be awesome. But again, I'm not the one running the business, so I don't know how easy or not that is to sustain and whatnot. But it seems like The Archive does pretty good, but I also know that they're, kind of hooked in with Vinegar Syndrome anyways, so it's not that might not be their only source of income is that store. I don't know that stuff. I just think it would be cool to have different places like that to go. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Best Buy. A little bummed for sure. I think other stores are probably following along. Like I said, I'm surprised Target still has movies in general. Like mine has like barely any. Maybe there's like 20 on the shelf tops. So I think that's the next one to go. And between Target, Best Buy, and Walmart, like those are the only stores I have around here that are big stores like that. Everything else is closed down. And as far as like little boutique stores, like I don't have the Bull Moose, which I'm going to be going and meeting up with some people next Saturday, which will be fun because, again, I've been there once and it was insane. So I can't wait to go back and see all the cool stuff that they have there. But, you know, we're using it as a destination. People are meeting there from all over. So, yeah, I mean, that's my thoughts on Best Buy. I'll get back to the chat and see what you guys have to say, and I'll kind of go back and forth with you guys about it. But, yeah, it's a new era right now. It seems like we're falling into. Unfortunately, you know, for someone like myself, I'll figure out how to get limited exclusive stuff other places if that's the route they go. If they stop doing it altogether, I'm not missing out on too much because I was only buying Best Buy exclusives. So if there's no Best Buy exclusives, then it's not really affecting me too much because I don't buy a lot of just like, you know, studio titles and stuff like that. So, all right, let me see in here who's in here. I'm so behind on the chat. I apologize, guys. And I'm just gonna scroll through, so I might miss some of you guys, but I just want to go through quick. So, what's up, Tiana? How are you? I see you in here. Let me see. What's up, man? Man, suspended left by pursuing Best Buy DVDs and CDs. Back in the day, the movies in the movie section time. So exactly, it was insane. It was insane. Boss, I noticed mine got a little park a couple weeks ago. Seems like Best Buy might be empty. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it looked so full and everything was there because they were like, we gotta clear out this back room, you know. Christian said, I'll be honest, the stores is probably too much, but not selling online. Yeah, that's a big one because I mean, that's easy, right? Like it doesn't take up shelf space. They can still do their exclusives. Most people are buying the exclusives on it anyways. So I agree. I think that it's kind of silly that they wouldn't continue online. What's up, Adrian? Zombie, what's up, dude? I mean, a lot of us do. A lot of us have the movies, you know, already if it does die and end. But, you know, my concern also, too, is like, you know, what about players and stuff like that? Are they going to be a thing of the past? Like, what if yours breaks, right? So that's another thing, too. And obviously, we know physical media is not going away as a whole, but let's just hope places like Amazon and stuff don't follow suit with that because, I mean, that's the thing. What about the players and stuff if physical media is gone, you know? But, I mean, everything comes back around. I know that. But, I mean, for people that are in the mix, obviously don't want to see that die at all. But, I mean, I think we're in good hands when it comes to physical media as a whole. I think we're in good hands because of what these companies are doing. And it seems like they're pretty strong right now, unless they see the writing on the wall and they're pumping this stuff out to be like, let's make as much money as we can before the ship sinks, you know? I don't know. I've mentioned that before, but again, I'm just glad I've got what I've got. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I see you chatting. I just want to make sure. Okay. Anthony says he worked at Best Buy 6 years ago and started kind of go downhill, but media section's mostly working there. Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, they're always sold out online, for sure. Yeah, I see everybody's kind of talking about them phasing things out. Christian kind of agrees with me here. Yeah, I kind of live near all three. To me, like there's different like ones around, so that kind of helps. Yeah, it's crazy, right? That's true. There still is an FYE near me for I don't know how long because the mall that it's in is like my childhood mall that's basically hanging on by a thread. But FYE, like, man, they were always just too expensive for me. And they're in where I am, their used section is very small. see. Yeah, everybody's agreeing. Walmart stuff varies store by store. What's up, Kenny, over at Mid-Level Media? Go check out Ken. What is up? Definitely not great news. Have anyone leave physical media Saturdays? Sure. It is. Hey, thanks, Foz. It was a great time. If you guys haven't gone check that out, go check out Captain Sassy. Yeah, we had a great talk the other night. It was fun. She had games for me and stuff. It was pretty cool. This is gonna guarantee that it was really broken. I hope not. I've been pretty lucky with Best Buy and Amazon. I know a lot of people have had some really big problems with that. Yeah, I agree. I never go to Barnes & Nobles ever. There's one kind of near. There's two. There's one that doesn't carry physical media near me, and there's another one that's, it's still like a hike. It's probably like 25 minutes for me. And I go there very rarely. Only when they have sales, like for a Criterion or Arrow, whatever, I'll go in. But I haven't been there in a long time. I agree. I'm gonna miss that part of it too. It's kind of like a piece of the whole game, that's gone. Yeah, man. I agree with you. I agree totally. Let me see. Thanks, Pap. Listen to Pap and go hit that like button. We've got 78 people in here right now, so go hit that like button for your boy. I know a lot of people like to do that for sure, making sure that it's not cracked or dented or loose discs. Yeah, and you're just not going to get that anymore. It's going to be like return after return after return. Swiss-made watches. So I can imagine that being way too expensive. I mean, physical media is expensive. I can only imagine how that is. What's up, Scratch? Yeah, the prices at Barnes are not that great unless there's a sale. Mama Blu-ray, what is going on? Are you saying that in a good or a bad way? Because, I mean, I guess them getting that as an exclusive was pretty good. That they were the ones who got that. And they're getting, like, other things. Like, they had, like, the Terrifier Steelbook too, right? I mean, listen, I think Suncoast was awesome, but I mean, it was so pricey back then, like how much more expensive can they get now? That's my only concern. Like, if these companies are going to have to jack up their prices to stay in business, it's like, how much higher can they go? But I mean, I would love to see another company kind of come out of the woodwork and take over where these companies are kind of letting go. I really would. I mean, you saw, even like Toys R Us is starting to come back around after all these years. Now, again, I don't know the ins and outs of all that, but sometimes when people, really want something or make a thing about it, then sometimes somebody will come through and do something. But who knows? Hall & Oates, what's up, man? Yeah, that's it. The thrill of the hunt. It's going bye-bye. It's terrible. We'll find a different way. Like I said, I wasn't like an every week guy because there's not a lot, there's only specific things I really want per week. If I was buying everything, like all the mainstream titles and stuff, then sure, I would be upset because like I said, the Walmarts and the Targets around me aren't doing it. True, good point. Turntables never disappeared, even vinyl is outdated. Let me see. I agree. They are overpriced for sure. That would be sick, dude. Bring Spencer's back in the mix. Some horror. They used to have a ton of cool horror stuff in there. All right, let me see. Jane A. What's up? Yeah, he was. Corbin. He was in Corbin Nash. He was like he's like a vampire, right? In that? I just remember the scene in the car. Let me see here. Okay, I'm gonna start moving on. See, I see everybody talking here. Okay, but yeah, I mean, again, online seems like it's gonna be the only option, which most stuff is. I just, it's just another piece, I think, of more or less like society that's gone, right? Like I'm thinking about the kids now, and it's like nothing that involves social aspects is like around anymore, right? It's just going to be for, we're still going to concern that theaters are going to be gone soon. And then what? It's just, just watch the TV from your house. We'll put the movies on there. Oh, you want to buy something? Stay at home. We'll send it to you. Like there's no interacting. There's no meeting people places. And it's like the more and more we lose this kind of stuff, the more and more I think it's just going to hurt the next generation of kids and people coming up that, when it comes to that kind of stuff and having experiences doing that stuff. Because look at us, like we still talk about it today, like hunting for movies and going to theaters and going to arcades and playing video games, like all the memories that we had doing these things. It's like nobody has that anymore. It's just going to be hanging at the house. So I mean that's the hard part too. Is it's just like, what is this coming to? Like I don't know. I don't want to live in that age of non-collecting. I mean, I talked about it on a show not too long ago, is that when you go to these stores and you go down the toy aisle, every action figure is something like that I had as a kid. So I'm like, who is this? Who are they trying to sell these to? Me or a little kid? Because I don't know how these little kids know G.I. Joe and He-Man and all this stuff. But I'm like, I think it's just dedicated towards us still. So I don't know. It's just a crazy world out there when it comes to that stuff. And it just kind of shows, I guess, the sign of the times. And it's unfortunate because I'm, somebody who just loves the past. But again, nothing's ever gone forever, I guess, because we've seen things come back that I never thought would come back ever. So vinyl being one, VHS is being one, cassettes are kind of coming back in a small way. But again, that was the Best Buy stuff, guys. That was one of the big things I wanted to talk about, was the Best Buy stuff. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about was, again, I was working with David. This had been Thursday, maybe, whenever the news about Halloween broke and, where the rights were going to. I started just getting messages after messages at work being like, oh my God, A24 got Halloween. What do you think? What do you think they're going to do with it? Do you think that's cool? So again, I'm at work, so I kind of just see these messages coming through and I'm not really responding to them. I'm trying to kind of take it all in. Then I respond to a couple people and I'm like, well, I'm kind of down for something different, like that's pretty cool. A24 Halloween, like I'm in with that. Like that's cool. And then as the day went on, I started seeing like more people do videos on it, more people talk about it. So I was on the assumption it was a done deal. And then I was like kind of scrolling. I think maybe when I got home, I don't remember the sequence of events, but I didn't see anybody reporting it. Like A24 didn't drop anything. Bloody Disgusting didn't say anything. So I was like, what the heck's going on here? And then I heard Miramax got it. And I was like, what the hell? I was so confused because I was like, what's going on? Because, I saw videos getting pushed and people messaging me about it and people talking about it. And then come to find out, it was just kind of like, I don't know, someone ran with the story and then everybody kind of picked up and followed it. And it is what it is. And it just was this wildfire of like fake news, I guess you could say, as much as we like or not like that word. But it's just one of those things, gang, that like I would never post anything like that until it was serious. Because again, this is what happens, right? Like somebody says something and then everybody runs with it. And then at the end of the day, everybody looks ridiculous. I know people, who do this as a job. So if they're not posting it, then I assume it's probably not 100% because they're the ones that have reputations to uphold, right? So if they're not posting it, then that's probably telling you that it's not 100% because they would never put something out there and put their name on the line and their credit on the line for the company they work for if it wasn't 100%. So that's what I found a little bit odd. But then at the same time, everybody's believing other people, and all of a sudden now you've got this whole thing going on, and these big companies are trying to play like, they're trying to put the fire out because they're like, whoa, this is what's going on here, you know? And I don't know, guys. I would just recommend, like, don't believe anything until you see it from reputable companies. Like, Bloody Disgusting is one that I look at a lot because, you know, I've known John forever and I've been following him since, I don't know, Ready in Space, Facebook days and whatnot. So, I mean, I know that when there's something that's going to come, he's going to be the first one to jump on it, or one of the first people to come on. I know Deadline's another good one as well. I know Variety does a lot of stuff with movies and stuff now too. So, you know, these are all things that I look for because at the end of the day, you don't want your credit to be kind of looked at like, well, why am I going to believe what you say? And I'm not a news station. I'm not a news scoop guy. I mean, I'll post about it, but, you know, if it's already said and done. But we kind of, why didn't we learn our lesson a couple weeks ago or months ago when didn't the same thing happen at Elm Street? Didn't somebody randomly come out and say like, oh, Elm Street's ready to go. We're going to do this. And people started to run with it. And then we came out to be false. And then everybody was like backpedaling, being like, oh my God. And then the person who started the rumor, you know, gained all these followers, but then was kind of like reprimanded afterwards. And man, like, that's the thing. I think people are they're so focused on, like, you know, the subs and the likes and chasing clout and all this other stuff. But when you're false after you are basically saying it's 100% confirmed, I just think it's not a good look at all. And then anybody else who kind of follows along, like, you know, that's not a good look either. So I don't know. I think it's one thing if you say, you know, rumors have it that, you know, A24 is going to win the bidding war. That's different. Right? Because it's just hearsay at that point. But what's crazy is imagine like putting a whole video together to be the first one to talk about it. Boom, you put it out, and then all of a sudden it's like fake. Like, it's just a waste of time. It's just a waste because everybody wants to be first. But gang, I'm just saying, like, just be mindful as a community because it just makes people look dumb, and then I think it makes other people around you look dumb as well. So again, that's just my 2 cents on the whole thing. At the end of the day, I kind of wish A24 had it, to be honest, because it's going to be something totally different. Miramax, I honestly didn't even know they were still around, to be honest. I thought they were gone. I thought they were done. My thoughts on it depends, right? Like, they're talking about a Halloween universe. Again, John Squires had said, don't look too heavy into that. Don't get all crazy like they're going to have like all these multiple Michael Myers like it's a Marvel movie. Don't look at it that way. Just look at it as a sense of, you know, you may see expansions of stories on TV and then on movies, right? So those are the things to kind of look for. And a couple things floating around would be like, well, what about an expansion of the Halloween 3 universe, which I think would be awesome. I think that would be really cool. What about an expansion of what, you know, John Carpenter wanted to do, where you have multiple stories that take place around Halloween? You know, that could work too. But at the same time, I also don't know if they think the money is Michael Myers, not anything else that has to do with Halloween. And that's something else to kind of think about as well, is where do they go? I'll say what I don't want. I don't want to get bored of too much Halloween. That's what I don't want. I don't want to be oversaturated with Halloween and Michael Myers, that when there is a new movie coming out, it's not as exciting anymore. That's my only concern, is I just don't want it to be too much and then everybody's going to be tired of it. Because, you know, you kind of see that now with certain things. It's like people get these IPs and it's like, let's just run these things into the ground, and then it just doesn't feel special anymore. So that's my only concern, really, is I'm intrigued, but I also don't want it to be overexposed and Halloween just not feel special anymore. And then we just start getting garbage because they just want to keep pumping stuff out, using the name. You know, that's what I'm worried about. Do I need a new Halloween movie anytime soon? No. I'll take a new Elm Street, something with them. I'll take a new... Actually, what I really want is a new Friday the 13th. I'd really want one of those, something like that. I mean, Elm Street for me, I'm iffy on Elm Street because Elm Street's tricky. Elm Street's very tricky, in my opinion. I'd like to see that universe explored, but the Freddy Krueger thing to me is something that's hard for me. You know, Freddy Krueger was a guy that played that role. Jason, Michael Myers, they wore masks. It doesn't feel the same. So I'm more excited to see what they do with the Friday 13th franchise because it's been so long. And I know they want to do a TV show. I don't know if that's still happening. That was another A24 related talk. I don't know if that's still happening. It's kind of like haven't heard anything about it yet. If you guys in the chat know, let me know. But again, that's my overall thoughts. Miramax has Halloween back. What does this mean? Where does it go? I don't know. I just don't want the same story told over and over again. The Michael Laurie story. I don't care if it's with a new Laurie or whatever. I don't want to go there again. I think that we need to move on and figure something else out to keep this franchise going, not just keep bringing it backwards. So I don't know. That's my thoughts. Hey, I mean, I might be out of left field here, but I mean, Jesus, I wouldn't even mind taking the Rob Zombie universe and seeing what happens with it and doing another movie. Get everybody back. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'd want to do with Halloween. I just don't want to be oversaturated and overexposed with it. And just half-ass effort, right? You know, A24 would have put everything they had into it. You know, Miramax, I don't know. Like, I don't know what they would do with it. They've had it before. I mean, they didn't do anything, in my opinion, that was, like, mind-blowing. And, you know, I don't want all of a sudden, like, physical media to come out like, hey, look, we put Halloween back out, and it's, like, a triple disc with, like, you know, Halloween 1, 2, and H2O on, like, a 3-pack or something. Like, I don't want junk. And at least with A24, you know that they're putting quality into their releases, into their movies and physical media and all that fun stuff. So I don't know. That's just me. I'm intrigued, but at the same time, I'm a little bit weary of what's to come. So again, I'll get back to the chat. That was kind of my thoughts on the whole Halloween thing. My thoughts on the whole, you know, blowing the phone up with nonsense, really, because like I said, I'm like trying to answer people that are messaging me what my thoughts are, you know, like here and there, and it was just like, I just wasted valuable time because it was not even true. So I'll see what you guys are saying in the chat here. I'm probably so behind, so I'm going to try to get to most people, but we have 86 people in here right now, so please hit the like button if you haven't. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. There's a lot of things still to come on this channel. It's October, guys, so you know we've got a lot of content coming out still. Exorcist History of Physical Media is coming. I've got another show with Dead Pit talking Hell and Back. We're going to talk all things Exorcist, all the movies, even The Believer we're going to talk about too. So that's to come. I've got my top 20 90s horror movies list coming. The Rad Pack has a real cool show coming on Friday, so make sure you're subscribed to the Rad Pack Pod on YouTube and on audio platforms. We're going to be talking The Blob versus The Stuff, and that's going to be a very interactive show, so we need people in the chat to interact and help us choose which movie is better. All right, let me see. I'm way behind in the chat. Okay, let's see. I'm getting into it. All right. I'm behind now. I do not have a vintage stock. No, I do not. Let's see. Was there news recently about a big company who mass-produced discs going out of business? People are saying it would make prices go up. I don't know. That's another one. Yeah. Another one, something else that is no longer here anymore. It's crazy. Family Video, that was cool too. We only had one of those around me. Josh, people like to be first break news and have the exclusive news. Of course people want to do that. But again, it goes back to, leave it to professionals, right? I do too. That's awesome, man. I would love to have that. Heckraiser. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I agree. I mean, I'm curious for more newer stuff. I'm curious for, like I said, I would love to see Friday the 13th come back. And again, I'm someone who actually liked the last trilogy. I think it was okay. It was fine. But I'm not scratching for anything more right now. Just because, like I said, I'm afraid of oversaturation. And I'm gonna say, like, and this can go out to anybody who's watching the Chucky show, right? I heard it's good. I heard the Chucky show is good. I've never seen it. And again, it's just one of those things that it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff, and then all of a sudden it's another movie, which I don't want to be not excited for another movie, but I don't know if I could watch Chucky every single week and then another movie come out and then be all over that. So, I mean, I just haven't had time to watch Chucky. Or sit down and do it. And now it's like I'm so far behind. It's like if I buy the seasons, what I'm going to do is sit there for 4 days to try to finish them. It's hard. So I'm just saying, like, for me, it's hard to get excited for stuff like that. If it was like a 10-part so my accent's coming. If it's like a 10-part miniseries, I'd be all over it, right? Like Cobra Kai, I can get through in like 2 days. Boom, love it. But if it's an ongoing weekly thing, it's hard. It's very hard. Yes, I am. What's up, Barry? Thanks for popping on and saying hi. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't hate the idea, but I don't think that's what they're gonna do. I don't think they're gonna do that just because I think in their head Michael Myers is the selling point. I don't. But Halloween 3 has gotten so much of a following. I wouldn't mind seeing that universe exposed a little bit more and expanded as well. Yes, I am. And speaking of Hellraiser, keep your eyes on the Rad Pack Pod channel and on the audio podcast because we have Doug Bradley on. We did an interview with him and Jose Prendes and the rest of the cast of a new movie called Exorcists. So that's going to drop this week on the Rad Pack Pod channel, audio and video. So we talked to them about the movie, making of the movie, and we actually even talked to Doug Bradley a little bit about the Hellraiser 4K set coming, and it's interesting to see what he says about it. So tune in for that. Is that a plan? I haven't really been following it, so I don't know like what they've talked about. The only thing I did see from an article was it said that Malek Akkad is very interested in expanding Halloween 3 universe. That's all I saw. They said that a TV show was something that was a priority for them. But is that what they're going to do with Michael Loomis? Yeah, I am too, but is there anything said of it? Because to be honest, Friday 13th is my favorite of the big three. So I'm a little bit more intrigued with that because I love the whole camp atmosphere. Yeah, I talked. Wes from Dead Pit said it would be pretty cool if they just had a show called Haddonfield, and it's just kind of like all different things that can happen there. I think the Crystal Lake show is happening, but I think it's on hold. Oh, that's right. You're right. I keep forgetting about the strikes. They're making a big difference. They're making a big difference. Without, you know what? I kind of agree. I know a lot of people don't care, but it's going to be a hard sell for me. It really is. What up, Bryce? Kind of wish Blumhouse with the rights continues in a studio interested in the Tom 3 as well. Oh, they were the one that were interested. That's right. Thank you, man. Make sure you subscribe because the Rad Dudes have a show coming on this channel, and we're going to be talking all things Halloween specials from when we grew up. So if you want your memory unlocked on a lot of stuff, you're going to want to tune into that one. I agree. I love Scout, so I can't say anything bad about that. Heck yeah, I did too, man. Oh yeah. Blu-ray Addict, season 1 of Chucky was good. Season was really goofy and silly. The only thing I don't like about it, and I'm afraid to watch it, is I just feel like Chucky looks way too CGI, and that's really throwing me off. Oh my god. What's up, Roland? I know what it is. Yeah, I saw that. What a friggin' disappointment that was. Ooh. I agree with you. I agree totally with you. 80s and 90s had some cool horror characters. I think it's time to... Yes, agree. There's been none. There's been none since the 90s. I mean, the 90s gave us Ghostface. He's probably the most iconic out of everybody. Art's doing okay right now, but we'll see what happens, right? I agree. There needs to be more icons. You can't go back to the well forever. Like, it's pretty sad that we keep going back to the 70s, 80s for things. It really is. I have not. So, the Exorcist history of physical media that I've been talking about for the last month was already supposed to be done because I thought I was getting that set and I wanted it to be in there. But now that it's like not coming till November, I feel like I might as well just do the video and just put a picture of it in, which I don't really want to do. But I also don't, I don't want to wait too long to get this thing in. So I'm kind of bummed, man, because I was really waiting to do my video until that came in, but it doesn't look like it's coming until November. The original one, yes. The new one was terrible. What up, Dan? Oh yeah. So memberships are open. If you want to support the channel on a monthly, memberships are open. And the Rad Pack are going to have some, we're going to work on it for the first of the year. We're going to have some real cool memberships for that channel. It's going to be really, really cool. Like, we've got a ton of cool exclusive stuff we're working on. So keep your eyes out for that and ears out for that. Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, like, I mean, I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, it just seems weird because to me, Stranger still feels new. So it's just interesting to me. So you're already getting yours. You have, which set did you get? There's like 2 bundles. There's the deluxe Bible bundle and like the ultimate bundle. I think it was like a blue, I believe. But guys, we have about 90 people in here. If you haven't, hit that thumbs up. Sub to the channel if you haven't. We are aiming to hit the goal. The yearly goal was 5,000 subs for the year. When I made that decision and I made that goal at the beginning of the year, it seemed like it was not going to really happen. I gave myself a stretch goal. I said, you know what? Let's push hard. This community's strong. Let's see what happens. And I said 5,000. And, I was just almost at 2 when that happened. And guys, we're home stretch right now. And to be honest, before I went on, I looked at my channel and I created this channel. I created the name and the channel. I didn't think I posted a video yet, but I created the channel 3 years ago today. So 3 years ago today, the Born to Be Rad name and logo slapped on this channel as a new adventure that I was going to try to get to know more people that had similar interests as me. Do some stuff with Dead Pit because they were on the comeback as well. And that was kind of it. Just something on the side, something social. 2020 was coming to an end and, I wasn't really seeing a lot of people due to the pandemic. So I was like, you know what? This might be a cool social way to kind of meet new people and hang out with people and not always have to leave the house or, try to get everybody together and who needs to be home when and all this other junk. So I said, I have a bunch of collectible stuff. People have been telling me I should be doing a channel for years and years and years. I've got the equipment. Now's the time. Let's troubleshoot. Let's figure this whole thing out. And that was 3 years ago today. Now, I don't remember when I posted my first video. It was whenever the Friday the 13th box set from Scream Factory came out. That was my first video opening that thing. So that might have been like a little bit before, maybe it was like around now. Maybe it was like a week later. But anyway, I thought it was kind of a cool tidbit. It was 3 years ago today this channel was created. And I can't thank you guys enough for finding me, supporting me, being part of this community. You guys are awesome. You guys are the radicals. And again, as more stuff to come, the more we interact, the more we like what I'm doing, the more views and you guys checking out my stuff and commenting on my stuff, the more it just gets me amped up to bring more cool content to you guys, have more cool guests on the show. Speaking of that, Rad Company is coming back. It is coming back next week on the 25th. And if you guys don't know this guy, it's funny because I don't know. I'm going to ask him how we met. Did he pop in my chat one day and then I looked him up? I don't remember how I came across this guy, but when I did, he had just kind of started his channel, I think, very recently. And I was like, oh, wow, this guy's got a lot of cool qualities. He's very well spoken. His aesthetics of his videos look great. I would love to talk to this guy and just kind of find out a little bit more about him and what's going on with, his journey and how he started collecting and all this stuff. And that's Dan over at the Cobwebs channel, if you guys don't know him. But man, he's like blowing up. Like, I don't know if they do Rookie of the Years, but man, he might be the Rookie of the Year in the physical media space right now, in the movie community right now. Like, he's freaking killing it, that guy. So I can't wait to have him on and talk about it. He's my first guest in season 4 of Rad Company, which is going to be on the 25th. It's a Wednesday, I believe. So make sure to pop in for that as well. He's going to be the first one of the new season. So again, a lot of stuff on this channel still to come this month. And guys, make sure to sub over to the Rad Pack podcast channel on YouTube, because we're going to need your help on Friday to talk the Blob and the Stuff. And we need your help to help us decide which one of those two classics is better. So thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Leave a comment in the comment section of any questions that maybe I didn't get to, because I will get to my comment section this week. So if you want to ask me something or tell me something, let me know in the comments. If there's anything I said on here that you want to discuss more about, feel free to drop that in the comments. Make sure to go sub to that. And also, too, guys, thank you to everybody who's participated in the Rad 9 challenge for October. It's the 9 movies that scared you. You can do it on Instagram or you can do it on YouTube. Create a video, tag me, tag Mel, tag Justin, tag the Rad Pack, and we will share it across our socials. And thank you for everybody who's participated in that so far. And anybody else, I am waiting for those videos. Please put that on your list to do for me and tag me in it so we can repost it, because I think it's a real cool challenge. I love to know these things. I love to know what scared you guys growing up, because if you didn't check out my video, I tell you the ones that scared me growing up, and they all might not be what you think. So again, I'm super excited to see what you guys have to say. And thank you again for everybody who hung out with me tonight, and everybody who's supporting me along the way, and everybody who's watching it on the replay. And this is Garrett at Born to Be Rad. And like always, stay rad.